Kia ora, ko Sharon Holt tōku ingoa. Today I thought I'd give you a game idea for He Aha Tēnei. I've talked about this a little bit before, but here's a specific game that you can play. So I'm starting with something that my lovely friend Maggie made for me, which is a very beautiful leaf. And I know that some children in schools and early childhood centres make things like this as well, so you could do that. Or you could just use an actual big leaf or any leaf artwork that you've done. I know there's a lot of beautiful leaf stuff going on. I'm just using that because it's so lovely. And I've got a variety of insects and creatures here that are from He Aha Tēnei. Sometimes you can get them easily at $2 shops, other kind of, shops which have little bug sets. Or if you don't have them, you can always do this, which is just take a photocopy of the little part of the front of our book with these little circles and put them on a stick. You could even laminate it or something like that. So what I've got is perhaps I've got 2 or 3 children around me, and we're going to play He Aha Tēnei. So I've got a variety of insects here. This is enough. Probably actually should start with just maybe 3 or 4. And I'm going to put this one on here, and I'm going to say He Aha Tēnei, so they know that the one on the leaf is the one we're talking about. He Aha Tēnei, and so some children will say, that's a worm, and they'll know that I'm saying He Aha Tēnei. If they don't, then I'll say, He Aha Tēnei, what is this? And then if nobody knows, noke or toke for some people, then we could maybe look at the book, refer back to the correct page of the book, wherever that is, here it is, and say, oh, okay, let's look. And so scaffolding off He Aha Tēnei, the book in this instance, is a really good thing to make that connection. So this isn't a real worm, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So this is a picture of a worm, this is a pretend worm, and then here we've got He Aha Tēnei, he noke tēnā, and in some iwi it would be toke. Might be other words as well. So if we're trying to get children to know the vocab, not just from the book, but outside of the book as well. So this is one way to do that. And so I would say, oh, he noke tēnā, that's a worm. And then try this one. He Aha Tēnei. So they might know this one because weta is the same in Māori and English. And so they might say weta, and that would be sufficient. They don't have to say he weta tēnā. He Aha Tēnei. And they might know pūrerehua from a song about pūrerehua. So I'm trying to get perhaps just those 3 first of all. And then when I'm outside in the environment and we see a worm, then there's another level of that scaffolding from the book and the game to, oh, He Aha Tēnei. He noke tēnā, what's this? That's a worm. Or if you see a weta, or if you see a spider, or any of these other insects, and just trying to make that normalised part of your teaching, part of the children's learning and your learning as well, to get more of those vocabulary words from our Te Reo Singalong books, which everyone tells us they love using them, but are they actually scaffolding off them to use the words in those books? Don't worry too much about the sentences until you've actually got firstly the pronunciation, and then secondly the vocab, and then moving into phrases, and then into sentence structures. So if your children don't know straight away this is kihi kihi, and they don't know straight away that this is pūrerehua, then this is a good game to start with. Just start with a few. Put it on the leaf, whatever leaf you're using, He Aha Tēnei. Hopefully that will help you to improve the vocab so that children are using it. Ka kite.